Fala pessoal, aqui é o Carlos. Vamos tentar aí mais um dia. Ver se nós bate nossa meta aí. Uau. Pegar a calculadora aqui. 16 e 1 vezes 0,2. 3,20 a meta. Divide por 5. 64 centavos.
Knowledge doesn't match the results. Why is it that a person with a great formal education, worked in a good company for maybe 30 years, is struggling to meet a mortgage payment? Explain that to me. How does that work? They've gone right through our educational system. We're very dedicated employees, maybe 30 or 40 years. They're having difficulty making a mortgage. That makes sense, doesn't it? Well, all they know is working for them because the paradigm is in control of them. Their results are nothing but an expression of the paradigm. That's all that conditioning that took place before they could born. If you want to change your results, it's essential that you change the paradigm. It's absolutely essential. So, as we get into the law of attraction tomorrow and show you how it's just an extension of the law of vibration, I would recommend you study pretty closely. Because you see, you do have a paradigm. Oh, I do, everyone has. A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. Think of this. Almost all of our behavior is habitual. Something to really understand. Let's take a look at this. You can create what you really want. Nothing tricky about it.
Yeah, mano.
Energy functions on frequencies. Remember we said that? A frequency is a level of vibration. There's an infinite number of vibrations, of levels of vibrations, of frequencies. An infinite number. Let's take a look again at what Albert Einstein said. So beautiful. Study this very carefully. Everything is energy, and that's all there is. Match the frequency of the reality you want, yet you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This isn't a philosophy. It's physics. Look at, when I sat down and wrote out that we would have, our company would operate all over the world. Then I went to work. I had the idea, Mikey phoned me. Now that was in 1973. It was just a couple of weeks ago she phoned. She's wearing every country in the world. Here's the trick. Decide what kind of a life you actually want. Quit fooling around with your life. It's too short. Then say no to anything that isn't that. Decide what kind of a life you want.
Essa primeira entrada.
Everything that isn't that. Now look here. Wants are where it starts.
Não foi.
You know where wants come from? I'm going to tell you. Look, you have the center of your being. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. There's perfection within us. Now that perfection is so much junk on top of what we call paradigm that it has difficulty expressing itself. That spiritual perfection within within us is always seeking expression with and through us. That's why we always want more. Now, when I was a little kid, my grandmother said, you always want more. You should be satisfied with what you've got. Grandma was an angel of God, but she was wrong. You should never be satisfied. Dissatisfaction is a creative state. It's dissatisfaction that causes you to reach, to stretch. What do you really want? What do you really want? That comes from the essence of who you are. Now, that's not to get. Getting is nice too. That gives you greater physical comfort. You can have all the good you desire. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier this morning. He said something just blew my mind. I loved it. I wrote it down. He was saying it's his girlfriend's birthday this week. I know his girlfriend have a week's birthday. And he said, we're celebrating it all week. We're having a birthday lifestyle. He said, we've already got a birthday lifestyle. I love that. That's what you want. You want to have a birthday lifestyle. Everyday celebration. What do you want? The want is not to get. That's a side benefit. The want is to grow. It's for you to bring more of you to the surface. You're God's highest form of creation. The wants turn into desire. Desire comes from Latin, desire. You give birth to the token. You give birth to the idea.
Big.
The want creates the desire. The more you feed the desire, the stronger it becomes. Desire is the effort of the unexpressed possibility within, seeking expression without through your action. Desire is what moves into form. Now, that's where you're going. That's what you want to do. It's all vibration. It all has to do with energy. What do you want? How you attract it?
Estou parado aqui, 7x.
Now, I don't know what you're doing at 10 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. But I'd be here about 5 to 10. I always have a pad to write notes on obvious. I'm going to explain the law of attraction. I've been studying that since the 60s. I understand it very well. I get everything I want in my life. You say, oh, yeah, that doesn't true. Oh, yeah, no, it is true. And I can show you how to get everything you want. But that doesn't mean it's going to manifest for you overnight. But if you'll follow the laws, do as I'm suggesting, you'll get everything you want. You are God's highest form of creation. I want to study this. I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up here, and it causes everything in your life to get better. If you'd like us to notify you every time you put a new video up, hit subscribe and then turn on notification. Check out all our videos, and we will notify you when we put a new one up. Stars remind you that your past is real. You can't run away from it, but you can still be a very dangerous motherfucker.
Retired Navy SEAL David Goggins is described as one of the toughest men on the planet.
When I was 297 pounds, trying to be a Navy SEAL, the scariest thing in the world to me even to this day was that could have been the rest of my life. Fuck that. I want to be someone that I'm proud of. Just by going to war with myself every day, I gain confidence. Like you go to work, put your suit tie on, I go into suffering every day. And that became my new norm. I gave myself no way out. If you can't control your own brain, and your brain controls choose you, you're fucked. You gotta tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. Everybody thinks I'm Superman. I had to tell them the truth. My dad beat the hell out of me. I come from hell. Be born in that shit, man. You learn to survive, but surviving doesn't make you win. Surviving makes you a fucking cockroach. What is in us, we have no idea until we start trying hard. No one really finds himself without going through suffering. Go to a dark place in your mind and figure out what the fuck you want to be. Find your purpose, and then you'll find the courage to start that journey. The world is changing. Inspiration is everywhere. It has never been so easy to connect, share, and bring people together. We're learning from others and finding the best in ourselves. Challenging our beliefs, sharing our vulnerability, overcoming our fears, transforming ourselves so we can transform the world. How far can we go? This is Looking Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is... Let me ask you a question. Are you pushing yourself hard? Are you getting out of your comfort zone? Are you putting pain into your life every single day? Or you call your mommy when things get tough? You know, most people quit at 40%. That means you got 60% left in the tank. And that's what my guest is here to talk about this week. David Goggins, 3-time Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, holding the pull-up record, 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours, a guy that ran over 203 miles. That's what I'm talking about. David Goggins in the house. I'm super excited to share this episode with him. And he talks all about getting out of your comfort zone, about how to be uncommon amongst uncommon men, about how to look at something called your accountability mirror every day, about how to go into the cookie jar when you need some inspiration. And that's just some of the knowledge that David Goggins drops today on the episode. I'll be honest, probably the most powerful guest that's ever sat in the London Real chair. This episode will change your life, just like his book Can't Hurt Me will also change it. Make sure you watch this to its completion and get out of that comfort zone and go and be great. This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is David Goggins, the athlete, speaker, soldier, and New York Times bestselling author, often referred to as the hardest motherfucker on planet Earth. You're the only member of the U.S. Armed Forces to have completed Navy SEAL training, U.S. Army Ranger School, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training, and you've competed in more than 60 ultramarathons, triathlons, and ultra-triathlons, running 101 miles in 19 hours, 203 miles in 48 hours, and breaking the world record for 4,030 pull-ups in just 17 hours. Your New York Times bestselling book and audiobook, Can't Hurt Me, shares your astonishing life story of childhood physical abuse, poverty, and prejudice, and shows a path that anyone can follow to push past pain, demolish fear, and reach their full potential. David, it's a big honor. Welcome to London Real. Hey, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Tell me, what do you think of London and the city, and are we hard enough here? Well, I know one thing, man. The fucking traffic is hard enough. It is brutal. So just getting here, but, you know, I'm having a hard time trying to find a place to run, but I spend a lot of time on, you know, the elliptical trainer. I'm making it work. I don't mind running at all. You know, I've been a lot of places in the world. London, you know, London's good. Good. You know, they actually have a history of being some pretty hard people. And I was here for the bombings in 7/7 and 07. And the one thing I noticed was the day after the bombings, everybody went back to work. I was like, oh, this is old school. This is like, you know, 1940 Battle of Britain, where it's getting bombed every day. People just dust off, and the next day they just got back to it.
That's badass.
Yeah, so it's kind of underlined. But yeah, the traffic will callous your mind.
Well, I like learning more now after hearing that story.
Right?
Yeah.
To take you and show you some of this. You can see the shrapnel is still in there from the bombings down by the Thames River. And
the bombings are badass, but the mentality of the people here, that's badass.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. You know, we've been watching you for about 2.5 years, man. So it's just great to have you here, and really been wanting to talk to you. And what I found has been interesting with you is watching you kind of change, because you seem to kind of change into a different person in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, from when I first saw you on Rogan and Billy and Rich Roll. And with the book, I know that you had to go really deep, you know, and get really vulnerable. And I know that's something that maybe you hadn't done much of before. And you've said before that writing the book was the most difficult thing in your life.
Right.
And after that intro, most people would find that hard to believe. Writing a book is harder than running 203 miles
by far,
or doing 4,000 pull-ups. Can you explain why?
You know what? For me, in that book, so most of my life, people didn't know it. So, you know, my mom got abused physically, mentally by my dad. And so I kept everything from her pretty much. So my childhood growing up, she was gone working 3 jobs. We lived in a $7 a month place for a lot of the time. And she had a hard way to go. Her soon-to-be husband got murdered, all that crap's in the book. So whenever I wanted to tell her something, it seemed like bad shit was always happening. Not just to her, but to me also. But at a young age, I felt like I was a man of the house. So I didn't want her to know anything about my life. Like what I was going through. And like, you know, I had a learning disability. I still have a learning disability. You know, my dad beat the hell out of me. You know, school wasn't great for me. You know, I'm in a small town with a bunch of, there were a lot of rednecks there. A lot of people who didn't like black people. So everywhere I went, I was having all these kind of obstacles hit me in the face. So I just hit it. So I became a really closed person because I didn't want to stress her out anymore. So I became this person who walked around with like 2 sides of David Goggins. There's one side that was like, I'm a tough guy. That was the outside surface. But on the inside, I was a kid that was just hurting. I needed all kind of help, but no one knew it. They never talked about it because why? That showed weakness. And my mom didn't need to hear it. At least that's what I thought. So, you know, for me to come out and be this vulnerable, because everybody thinks I'm Superman. So I wonder why. Yeah, everybody thinks I'm Superman. So I had to tell them the truth. You know, and the truth is very important. And for me, a lot of years of my life growing up, I lied a lot because I didn't have a lot of friends, felt socially just all kind of awkward. I was hiding all kind of stuff. So you do whatever you can to create another human being that's acceptable, that you think is acceptable in society. And when I did that, all that came out was a bunch of shit, a bunch of lies, a bunch of filth, a bunch of nothing. So for me to come out and write a book about the real David Goggins, it was tough. It was tough. That's the only way. If I want to help people out, the only way I can cut to the surface and look, guys, gals, whoever's reading this book, I am where I am now. You guys see this. It would have been very easy to write a book about the hero, David Goggins, but the hero's not me. The hero's the person reading the book. But I had to tell them where I came from to give people hope that, wow, that's where he came from? He came from all these fucked up obstacles, and now he's there? I wanted to give people that kind of hope, so that's why it was tough. Because to give people hope, I had to take myself to the sewer to show people, hey, I come from hell. I come from hell. And a lot of it I created. Not just society. Yeah, society helped me out. But I created a lot of the hell that I had to go through. I made this picture out to be a lot worse than what it was. It was bad, but I made it out to be, insurmountable. So, yeah, we can be our worst enemy.
Why is the truth so important?
You know what? Because, first of all, it does set you free, mentally. And it gives you a starting point. You have to have the truth to have a starting point. So, if I'm lying to you about who I am, or I'm lying to you about whatever, there's no starting point. there's a false reality. You have to create the real reality. So that's what I call my accountability mirror in my book. That's the real reality. Where the fuck am I going to start from? So for me, I was lying to this, lying about that. So I had no starting point. Once you come face to face with who you are, you have a starting point. All right? I'm not real smart. I have no courage. I have no self-esteem. I have no nothing. Nothing. That's my starting point. Now we can move from there. If I tell myself I'm strong, I have courage, I'm smart, and all these are lies, you continuously push that starting point backwards. So that starting point is the truth. The no fucking bullshit truth that only you can tell yourself. So it's a starting point. The truth is a starting point.
And most people are surrounded by people that don't tell them the truth.
No,
Because it's too painful.
it is. Especially nowadays, in society, we like to surround ourselves. It makes us feel so good. Those people who say it's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. It isn't okay, man. And I get it. Society's changing, and we love to feel wanted and loved. Trust me, that's all important. It is. But you have to have the truth from people. Hey, you're not working your butt off hard enough. You're not trying hard enough. We all think we're trying hard, but what are you gauging that off of? Are you gauging off of, like I talked to this one kid the other day, college is kicking my ass. I said, what are you gauging that off of? I go, are you trying? Yeah, I'm trying my ass off. I'm studying hard. I go, what are you gauging trying hard off of? Well, in high school, I didn't have to try at all, and I made great grades. In college, I'm trying hard. You're trying hard compared to what you did in high school, which was it came easy to you. So your reality is something you created off of something easy. So you trying hard is 2 hours of studying. I'm going to tell you the difference in trying hard and trying hard. Trying hard is something in your mind just doesn't stop. Where we know 2 hours isn't enough. So it's all about, reality and what you're basing things off of.
And most people quit at 40%. That's
Yes.
one of your most famous lines.
Yes.
I was hearing that years ago
Yes.
from you. And so when we're saying I'm trying hard, when you look in that accountability mirror, you need to look right in your eyes and say, who am I fucking bullshit?
Right.
Because most likely you're at 40% or less.
Right. Much less.
Much less.
Even though with the 40% we'll give up years later, when I was 297 pounds, and I was fat as hell trying to be a Navy SEAL, the scariest thing in the world to me, even to this day, was that could have been the rest of my life. I thought then I was trying hard. That's the scariest thing in the world. I thought then, 297 pound, working for Ecolab, spraying for cockroaches, making $1,000 a month. I thought that was me at my 100% potential. Come to find out, a few years later, I was nowhere near that. 106 pounds less, graduate Navy SEAL training, we don't do all these other things. Looking back on that, that was me trying hard. That's why people can understand what is in us. We have no
Esse pessoal não está aqui.
idea.